Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Curse of Oak Island, evidence of ancient Rome and Templar knights resurface in the treasure hunt. The Curse of Oak Island team uncovered another artifact that could date back to ancient Rome. They learned more about possible voyages made to the Americas by the Templar knights hundreds of years before Columbus. A lot was happening on last night's episode with the guys involved in different activities all over Oak Island. Still, perhaps the most interesting thing to occur was the unearthing of an artifact on Lot 5. Ever since the Legina brothers purchased Lot 5 on the island's west side, they've been finding numerous items. So far, the team has discovered a mysterious stone structure along with a collection of tools, up to 4 centuries old, and they've even located a coin from ancient Rome. Once again, the dream team of Gary Drayton and Jack Begley were on metal detector duty, and they were jumping for joy when they found a circular coin-shaped artifact. This object was made of lead, featuring 2 holes in the middle and ornate scalloping around the sides. Gary instantly picked up that it was likely a trade token, which has been used for thousands of years in a similar fashion to coins. The guys whisked the token off to archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan, who had the item examined in an XRF X-ray fluorescence scanner and an XRD X-ray diffraction analysis scanner. These machines could tell Emma the composition and the geographic location of the artifact. The ancient artifact could be from Iran or Italy. The artifact was overwhelmingly made of lead with a little bit of copper and iron, which led Emma to suggest the metal initially came from either a mine in Iran or Sardinia, off Italy's coast. She appeared to lean towards the latter of those 2 locations. Emma also stated that the lead was very pure, meaning the token could be pretty old. She pointed out that the ancient Romans had mines on Sardinia. This could all tie into the work of Italian researcher Emiliano Sacchetti, who landed in the war room on last night's episode to chat with the guys about Ralph de Sudley. Sudley was a 12th century Templar knight, who Emiliano reckons looted several key treasures from Jerusalem and transported them to North America. Did the Templar knights reach America hundreds of years before Columbus? Emiliano has been tasked with carrying on the work of Zena Halpern, looking into the relationship between the medieval Christian military order, the Templar Knights, and Oak Island. He's been examining the Cremona document found in a medieval church in northern Italy. This document claims to detail Sudley's exploits in transporting the treasures from the Middle East to Ciborga, Italy, and then on to an island of oak in the Americas. This all allegedly happened hundreds of years before Columbus. The Italian researcher admitted he has a lot more work to do. Excitingly, he's to be admitted into the Vatican archives. He will get back to the fellowship with more info as soon as possible. However, it was an intriguing second link to Italy from last night's show. Dumas finds a massive barrel hoop in the garden shaft. Also, in this episode, the Dumas Mining Company recovered a barrel hoop from a massive barrel found at approximately 70 feet in the garden shaft. It led the guys to wonder what on earth such a huge barrel was doing buried so far down. The Dumas crew is approaching their final depth of about 82 feet, and the team is becoming more expectant that something important will be found soon. Everyone's fingers are well and truly crossed. The winds of Oak Island whispered ancient secrets as the Legina brothers, Rick and Marty, stood at the edge of the money pit. For years they had unearthed bits of history from the island's mysterious depths, each fragment adding a new layer of intrigue to their treasure hunt. But what they were about to discover this time would tie 2 of history's greatest enigmas together, ancient Rome and the Templar Knights. The early autumn sun cast long shadows over the island, the trees a mixture of gold and crimson, as Craig Tester and archaeologist Dr. Miriam Moore sifted through a fresh mound of dirt from a new borehole. Days before, their metal detectors had gone wild in the area. A peculiar shaped metallic object had been unearthed, a relic that didn't quite fit with anything they had previously encountered. As they brushed off the dirt, a glint of gold and bronze caught the light. What they pulled from the soil was an ancient Roman coin, worn yet unmistakable, dating back nearly 2,000 years. The brothers exchanged a look of disbelief. How could something from the time of the Khazars find its way to this remote island off the coast of Nova Scotia? Excitement buzzed through the team as they gathered in the war room, the coin placed carefully on the table under a magnifying glass. The eagle, symbolizing the might of Rome, was clearly visible. Marty spoke first, breaking the stunned silence. "We've uncovered Roman artifacts before, but this coin, it's pristine. It's as if someone buried it here intentionally." Dr. Moore adjusted her glasses. "This coin is from the reign of Emperor Vespasian, around 70 AD. Romans explored many lands, but there's no record of them making it this far, yet here it is." Rick's mind raced. He had always felt that Oak Island's secrets went deeper than just pirates or Spanish galleons. If the Romans were here, it's possible they weren't alone. "We've long speculated about the Templar connection. Could these two worlds have collided here on this island?" Later that week, the Lagunas directed their efforts toward a newly identified chamber, deep below the Money Pit. Their geophysicists confirmed the presence of a large cavern, but what awaited them inside surpassed even their wildest expectations. After lowering a camera into the abyss, the grainy footage revealed the outline of something metallic and rectangular. The moment they retrieved the object, the air in the room thickened with anticipation. The artifact was a chest, ornate, with a cross etched into its front, the unmistakable insignia of the Knights Templar. The wood, though aged, had been preserved remarkably well, likely sealed off from moisture in the subterranean depths for centuries. As the lid creaked open, they revealed an assortment of items. Among them, a sword hilt emblazoned with a Templar cross and a parchment rolled tight in a protective case. The parchment, once unfurled, revealed a map, its ink faded but legible. What caught their attention wasn't just the ancient cartography, but the presence of a Latin inscription. Translating it, they discovered that it chronicled the journey of a small group of Templar knights who fled Europe following the suppression of their order in 1307. The map marked several locations, but one stood out, an island unmistakably resembling Oak Island, marked with the words Insula Thesauri, or Island of Treasure. The excitement grew palpable. Had the Templars, fleeing persecution, brought their legendary wealth to the shores of Nova Scotia? And if so, why was a Roman coin found in proximity to Templar relics? Dr. Moore's research shed light on a compelling theory. In the Middle Ages, it's possible that the Templars discovered ancient Roman trade routes or artifacts during their time in the Holy Land. If they transported sacred or valuable relics, they might have also brought Roman artifacts as part of their treasures. Or perhaps the Romans ventured further than we ever imagined, and the Templars stumbled upon remnants of their presence while exploring. Further exploration of the pit yielded another astonishing find, an intricately carved stone tablet. This tablet, however, was unlike anything they had seen before. Inscriptions in both Latin and an ancient cipher associated with the Templars decorated its surface. The translation spoke of a great treasure, buried not for greed, but for the protection of sacred knowledge. There were references to Solomonic wisdom, secrets guarded by the Templars, and ancient scrolls they sought to hide from the powers of the Church. Weeks passed, and the evidence continued to mount. Along with the Roman coin and Templar chest, the team discovered shards of pottery, which when analyzed were traced back to both Roman and medieval European origins. The mingling of these two worlds seemed impossible at first, but as the puzzle pieces fell into place, the Lagunas began to wonder if Oak Island had been a secret outpost for explorers and treasure seekers long before modern times. Perhaps the greatest revelation came from a piece of the sword hilt, analyzed to reveal traces of a rare, ancient alloy that only Roman artisans were known to use. The sword, once belonging to a Templar knight, was fashioned from metal that predated the Templar era by a millennium. It was now undeniable. There had been contact, some inexplicable crossing of paths between the Roman Empire and the Templar Order, centuries apart, but united in this single mystery: Oak Island. By the time winter's chill began to creep across the island, the war room had become a tapestry of theories. Had the Templars, in their quest to preserve knowledge and treasure, found a haven on Oak Island, or had the Romans, ambitious in their empire building, sent expeditions to the farthest reaches of the world, only for their presence to be rediscovered by medieval knights? Rick stood before the map of Oak Island, his finger tracing the locations they had unearthed over the years. We always knew this island was special, but now it feels like we're not just uncovering treasure, we're unlocking a history long forgotten.